6'5" lockdowns, 6'6" lockdowns, 6'7" lockdowns, and 6'8" lockdowns. I tested every single height for defensive builds in NBA 2K25, and I found the best height for lockdowns and the best height for defensive builds that you can make on day one of NBA 2K25. Subscribe if you're new. Help me out. I'm trying to hit 800K before 2K25 comes out, and if we do, I'll give away 1,000 copies of 2K25 to you guys. What's up, guys? It's Solo back with another video, and today is finally the day. I've been looking around YouTube, and no shade to any of the other YouTubers that posted lockdown builds, but my god, some of the builds I was seeing were just horrendous, man. And maybe it's because I've been playing lockdown at the highest level for 5 years now, but you'd think some of these creators have never made a lockdown in their life the way these builds were looking. I also want to say this was recorded at community day. We only had about 7 hours in the game, and I know much more about the builder now than I did back then. So if I make any mistakes in this video, I'm gonna mention where I went wrong, although there is only a few mistakes. Also, I'm streaming every day on Twitch, twitch.tv/solo_, link in the description. Make sure to drop a follow. I'm most likely live right now when you're seeing this. But anyways, let's jump into lockdown build number 1. Jumping into the first build here, and this is gonna be one of my favorite lockdowns that I created in this video, by the way, just so you guys know. I'm gonna show about like 4 different lockdowns, so there's not gonna be one that is like my go-to, although I am gonna say which one is my favorite. This one right here is up there. I'll let y'all be the judge, but to start off, this is gonna be a 6'7" lockdown. Last year, the meta height for lockdowns was 6'7" or 6'6". Usually you'd go 6'6" if you wanted to be more of an offensive lockdown. So we will test that out as well. Now for the weight, we're gonna go 235. That is gonna get us a 92 strength, which is crucial for badges. For legend immovable enforcer, you need a 92 strength. And for the position, I'm gonna go with small forward. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't really change the build. It's just going to be, you know, where you line up on the court in the 5s, in my career, whatever. So let's start off with our steal. We're going to get a 99 steal, which is going to give us legend glove, legend interceptor. Getting this 99 steal, and then also as we're going to get a 92 strength in a second, those two things are some of the most crucial things for these lockdown builds. And I'm going to go down on the steals. You guys can see all of the badge cutoffs. You see bronze is at like a 60 something, silver is at a 79, and so on. You guys can pause the video if you want to see any of the badge requirements, but I think that this 99 steal is a must for most lockdowns. Maybe you can get away with a 98. We will test that out as well. And I would like to get 99 perimeter. It is just going to be very tough this year. As you guys know, if you've been watching these build videos, the taller builds, lockdowns, centers, anything that's tall really got nerfed. It is tougher to make the taller builds. They have less attributes, and the smaller builds got way more attributes. So we're going to go to a 95 perimeter defense. And then we're going to go down to our strength and put this at 92. Like I said, for that Hall of Fame immovable enforcer. This is going to be one of the best, if not the best, defensive badges on the game. It is very underrated for all defensive builds. Honestly, all builds in general, this is a very good badge to have, and I am a big believer in strength. We're also going to have gold brick wall and bronze box out beast. Now, we're going to go to our block. Last year, we did see some lockdowns, especially in Pro-Am, go with no block. I think block's going to be pretty good this year, so we're going to go to a 74 to start. That'll give us bronze paint patroller. Then we're going to go to an 84 with a 70 interior defense, gives us silver paint patroller. Then we have high flying denier, bronze at a 60 vertical. We will test out, you know, getting that on silver as well later on in the video. We're gonna go 89 speed. We're gonna max it out, and then we're gonna go 83 on agility. I think agility is gonna be crucial for lockdowns and defensive builds in general, because that's going to be tied to your lateral quickness. As you guys can see, we have gold on ball menace, gold pick dodger, and the build is starting to look pretty good. Next up, we're going to do a standing dunk. We're gonna get a 72. This is crucial for lockdowns, especially, you know, you're gonna be in the corner a lot of time. You're gonna be sent on cuts, back doors, and you gotta be into the, you gotta get into the paint, and you gotta use that rise up badge and just take a standing dunk. That is all you need as far as finishing goes on a lockdown. Next up, I'm gonna go to a 74 interior defense to get bronze post lockdown. I'm gonna be honest, this isn't too important, but it was very cheap to get, so I was like, why not get that? But you know, if you guys don't want that badge, I already know a lot of lockdowns are just not going to, you know, get that 74 interior for that badge. Next up, the shooting on the 6'7s. Like I said, it's going to be less shooting for 6'7s, more shooting on the 6'6 locks. And I will test out, you know, a high shooting 6'7 here in a second. And you guys can see we're only going to go 73 on the 3-pointer. So we'll have to see, is that going to be enough? You know, we're going to be pretty limited for our jump shot bases, but this is the first lockdown. I do think that I have a better lockdown that I'm about to show you guys. This one is low in the shooting, 99 steal, 95 perimeter, and it does have a crazy block. I already know, like I said, there's going to be a lot of locks that don't go for that block. It has 92 strength. It has some speed and agility, 72 driver dunk. This right here is an okay lockdown. And for the takeover, I think I'm going to go with Pest on this build, getting a +7 perimeter, +7 steal, and +7 agility at level 5. And the Vice takeover ability is going to be able to clamp up guards. Also, the pass accuracy was low, but you don't need that on lockdowns most of the time when you're passing. You're just resetting it to your guard. You guys can see we get shades of Tony Allen, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges, some absolute lockdowns. And the build is called a versatile stopper. Now that right there is a pretty good build, but this one that I'm about to make, I think is possibly a little bit better. And so we're going to start off by lowering our steal. You guys know the 99 attributes are very, very expensive. So I'm bringing this down to a 96, which we're not going to end up doing. I'm going to end up going with a 98, which gives us that legend interceptor, but I'll put that on in a second. And then we're going to get some shooting. We're going to go to a 78 3-pointer shot, getting silver set shot specialist. You know, you can go 79, but you're not going to get badges. So I'm a big believer in, you know, not going overkill on the attributes and more so just looking for those badges. So we are going to go with a 70, and that will give us some more jump shot bases. Again, at this time, we don't know everything about the jump shot bases and what we're going to exactly need, but for sure this will unlock some more. So then we're going to go to a 74 vertical, which gives us silver high flying denier. I like that badge a lot. It's going to be kind of like chase down. And then you guys can see we go for the 98 steal, a little free throw to finish off the build. And all of a sudden we have legend interceptor, which we are only going to have Hall of Fame glove, which maybe that's not good enough, but I think this version might be a little bit better. It has more shooting, more vertical, which gives us that chase down badge, more rebound also, by the way, getting rebound chaser, but one less steal. So just going one down on the steal freed up all of those attributes to make the build a little bit more well-rounded. And I think this is going to be my favorite lockdown build that I made. Shades of Ron Artest, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and we have created a versatile stopper. So y'all can let me know in the comments. Do you like lockdown 1 or lockdown 2 when it comes to the 6-7s? We are going to test out some other lockdown heights, but as you guys can see, I decided to shoot around in the my court. We had default SIGs, default jumpers, so it was very tough to get good footage, but this shit was looking chicken. And look at the shot right here from beyond half court. That shit's chicken dickens. Look at this one more time. I was in disbelief when I made this, but I guess that's how broken this lockdown build is about to be. Now it's time to make a 6'6" lockdown. This is going to be a more offensive lockdown. You know, we're going to have some more shooting. And if you guys watched me last year, especially at the end of the year, you know I was playing Comp Pro. I was playing against some of the best players in the world, and my lockdown was 6'6". I started the year as a 6'7", but then I decided to, you know, get some more shooting and just go for a 6'6", take the block off my belt. I mean, I just think that was the best lockdown build for 2K24. So to start off, of course, we're going to go with that 92 strength, get that legend immovable enforcer. Then we're going to go to a 96, 95. I think, let's see. I don't remember exactly what perimeter defense. It's going to be somewhere, I think 95 or 96. I don't think we're going to end up keeping that at a 94. Then I'm looking at the block. We're going to put this at an 80, which I don't think I keep that at an 80. We're going to go to the steal. And again, steal is going to be one of the most important attributes. I prioritize steal over perimeter defense. I'd rather have, you know, legend interceptor, possibly legend glove if we can do it. And so we are going to take our block off. We're going to go 90 on the speed, actually 92 on the speed. We're going to be really fast, and 85 agility. Speed, agility, these are things, and even strength. So pretty much all the physicals are going to matter a lot when it comes to lockdowns and defense. Now, we are going to get limitless range on this lockdown. So this is going to be a hash lock. You know, if you're going to be playing in a 5-out offense in Pro-Am or a rec, if you're that sweaty in rec, you know, you can play on the hash here. You have limitless range. You don't have to be in the corner. You're going to be better offensively. We're going to have more jump shot bases. I mean, you're just really not going to miss with an 83 3-pointer. Now we're going to up our free throw, and I'm going to end up bringing that down in a second. I was just kind of testing things. I don't really think you need pass accuracy on a lock either, by the way, which I think I'm going to lower that too as well in a second. Pass accuracy is not important. I know you're going to be in the comments, or there's going to be some people in the comments that are like, oh, this build sucks. That pass accuracy is so low. You don't really need it. You're not really with the ball too much. If you are, you're either dunking or shooting or just running it up to your point guard and handing it off to him at his hip. So we are going to lower our pass accuracy a little bit more. Get that 98 steal for legend interceptor. Now I'm looking at the build, and again, 6'6", we're going more offensive. In prom, in rec, you're playing the top of the zone, and if a shot goes up, there's no point in crashing. You are running the break. We also don't need much block because you have a center, you have a back end, you know, playing the bottom of the zone. So majority of the time, you're just at the top. You don't need block on lockdowns, although again, I think lockdown is going to be pretty good. And as you can see right here, I'm trying to tweak the build because I do want that 95 perimeter defense. So I'm trying to see, what can I lower? Do I have any, attributes that shouldn't be somewhere? You know how you upgrade something and then something else comes up and it's all of a sudden, you're wasting an attribute. I was trying to look around and see, and we do eventually get that 95 perimeter defense, which is going to be crucial for our badges. So I think this build right here is pretty valid. I think it is 98 steal, 95 perimeter. You do get the limitless range. This is going to be one of the better lockdown builds that I created. You could even take off from defensive rebound a little bit. I believe you don't need to get that rebound and chaser badge, but I think I spent like 1 attribute to get it. So it's whatever, as a lockdown, I don't really get rebounds. I'm never really in the paint, but we get Shades of Ron Artest, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and we have built a 3-and-D wing. So let me know in the comments again, what do you guys think about this build? What is the best build so far? And now I'm like, let me test a 6'8". They weren't valid last year, but I heard some rumors around community day. Some people were saying 6'8" locks might be the move. So I was like, let me look into this. We get our weight right, we're going up. And something you guys need to notice right here is, I'm going to slow it down so you guys can really see. Look at the strength. The strength is going to go up when we up our weight, but our perimeter defense is going down. So if you do want the 92 strength for Legend Immovable Enforcer, our perimeter defense is going to be mad low. So just like logistically, statistically, whatever, I'm just saying words at this point, this build doesn't really make sense. For as far as the attributes and the badges go, it's just not going to work. The steal maxes out at a 97. Maybe it could work if you go lower on the weight, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And so honestly, I'm not even going to finish making this build because I can already tell it's just really not going to work. So the best height for lockdowns is going to be 6'6" or 6'7". I also did the same thing with 6'5s. I'm not going to put it in the video, but I looked at 6'5s for a second, but I mean, you're just too short at that point, and it's the same thing. It just didn't look that good. So it's going to be 6 foot. I think it's like the same thing as last year. 6'6" locks for those more offensive locks. Maybe you're going to go, no block, and then 6'7" for the more pure defensive locks. And look at me fading. I mean, I was going crazy. Look at this. The back fade on the lockdown, and I don't even know if we have badges acquired in this my court shoot around. I don't even know what was going on. We had default SIGs. Shit was looking kind of crazy. Another fade. Yo, I'm hooping. Another fade in the corner is going in. That's crazy. If you guys are planning on using one of these lockdowns for day one, I would personally recommend either the second lock I showed, so the 6'7" with a 98 steal, I believe, or the 6'6" with a 98 steal that has an 83 3-pointer and can get limitless range. Especially if you're going to play park, I'd probably go with that one so that you can have a little more fun and get that bronze limitless range and shoot better overall. If you're still watching, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 800K before the game comes out, which, I mean, if that happens, I mean, that's the craziest thing I've seen in the history of the world. Sub up, and like I said, I might be live right now on Twitch, twitch.tv/solo. There'll be a link in the description. Come through to the stream and click the video pop up on your screen right now.